Well, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Yeah, looks like it. Okay. So, a little bit of higher time frame analysis here. What I'm kind of looking at to start the morning is this weekly gap. That's about the only thing that's clear and to work off of. We do have a push, so we've inversed this volume imbalance. And now coming back to retest it, it looks like ES has already retested it. Really all we have was this, we've got this little 4-hour gap here. Which I mean, it doesn't really mean a lot, so I'm not putting a lot of stock in it. On the hourly, starting to turn bearish. So what I wanted to see actually was a run out of London before going higher. And what made me want that was the volume imbalance on ES. We can use it as a gap, an inversion. And so it's been inversed and now retested. And so my idea would be for it to continue off higher now. But I did want to run out of the lows, and I'd like to see it on in Q as well, which, you know, it's not coming in. I don't actually know if well, I'd like it to come all the way down to 400 or 402, but it technically, I think it has come into that VI. So it'd be cool if this holds, and this is our sweep, and then our sets up for a run higher. I have a couple of Fed speakers this morning, one at 9, and then I think another at noon maybe. No, I'm sorry, one at 10, and then one at 1, with a White House press briefing at 1 as well. Oh, crude inventories here at 10:30. We can take a look at crude. It's finally inversing that 4-hour gap. Yeah. Well, if this holds, it will. So, if we look at GC, it's holding this daily gap so far. It did close below the CE of it. That would indicate somewhat bearish sentiment. Just kind of consolidating inside of that gap on the if you bump down to the 4-hour. So we can check out Euro. I've not been able to find the Euro futures. So if somebody in the oh wait, is this it right here? Oh, there it is. Okay, 61. Pretty bearish on the daily. Bearish on the 4. Pardon me. Yeah, pretty much all the time frames are bearish. It just took out PDL, so I'll have to. Okay, so 61. I'll have to remember that and try to keep a closer eye on that as something to potentially trade up. I'm starting to think. I'm starting to like the idea of analyzing more markets, and it should help with patience because if we find good setups on different markets, we're not trying to force setups in markets that are performing badly. You know. At least that's my idea. Courtesy of Kyle, Jade Cap. Pretty nice rejection off this midnight open. So I'm kind of hoping that's a sweep, and now it's making room to run back higher, taking out these couple different liquidity pools. Sort of a slow, we call this a high resistance liquidity run down, or just chops, slow grinds down, kind of almost a channel. And generally that will set up for a low resistance liquidity run back up, and so we look for the macros to do that, or news drivers, or both. So I think that'll probably be our condition right there. Just not, unfortunately, it's just not a lot of room for upside. Like to London is only, from here, it's only 31 points. So the close above, it's really, I don't know. Yeah. But I'm starting to like this more for upside. I guess if you wanted to, we've already taken PDH, so you'd be aiming for Asia at 536. Now that's a better target. Keep in mind this weekly gap. We have tapped the CE, so that kind of means we ought to be more bearish, I guess. The problem is we're still very bullish on the 4 hour, bullish on the daily. I wouldn't say bullish on the 1 hour, but not terribly bearish either. So with the weekly gap tap, I think I would like to see a flip bearish here. So the this 1 minute gap is kind of intriguing. What? Oh man. ES is so much stronger. What the heck? Like they're opposites. They're literally doing opposite. NQ's taking London low, and ES is taking London high. So that is what we call low prob conditions right there. Actually, that may make, let's see. Actually, that may make it a little bit higher. In this case, that may mean weaker. So I think I will take the short on NQ if it inverses this 1 minute gap. Did not inverse. But NQ ES is not taking that Friday high. Looks like ES is leading. Maybe not. I don't know. This is ridiculous. I mean, ES looks so seek and destroy right there. Yeah, nothing super clear for me yet. I think I'm probably gonna sit out for now. So there's that low from NQ over there. I don't know. NQ could be headed for PDL. 292. So I'll tell you where should have been the indication to go short if I was really kind of reasoning through it. Probably this 945 candle here, because we've already come down and filled the gap and even wicked well below it before coming back up. So this CISD here, or it's not a CISD because we didn't change state going back up, but this sort of I think it's a mitigation block. When it closed at the bottom again of the same gap, that should have been an indication that we were going to drive below the gap and likely to the swing low at least. And so I think the trade would have been to enter there. Stop above relative high. I mean, so that's a 4036 to 474, so about a 28 point stop, 28, 29 point stop. So I think that was probably the trade. But if you waited till it inverts the gap, you know, you're already down here. So we had the right buy. I mean, we went back and forth for sure because the markets were so disjointed looking. But that weekly gap really framed our bias, and so we did get that right. It just took us a second to arrive at it. So there's a 5-minute gap forming on on NQ. If you remain bearish, then you may try to work something off of that. If it hangs and it comes and retests and gives us some good structure. Alright, 30 seconds to this gap formation. Of course, it just took out that low at 362, so you'd really have to be aiming for PDL at this point. And if you're bullish, I would say you probably want this volume imbalance inversion to hold. But that doesn't mean we can't wick through it. Wow, NQ is just going right for that PDL. Jeez, look at that 15-minute candle. It's 130-point 15-minute candle. So it'll go hit PDL and then chop around the rest of the morning, I guess. There's a new 4-hour candle. So if we're gonna get a retracement, this is usually where it happens. Let's see what that 4-hour looks like. I mean, this is technically a breaker right here at 340. The high around 360. So, and I like 292.
22. You know, what would that look like? If you just go for Hive Day, it's like, that's a 2R, wow. Just have that FEG to here. And then to 4-hour swing high would probably be a ton more.
Looks like PDL is incoming. So we'll have to see what it does after that. Probably range for the rest of the morning, I would imagine. If momentum doesn't carry us lower, I'm talking about for like a potential reversal. If you want to see higher after that, then it probably ranges and then seeks higher. Let's get rid of that 4-hour breaker, which held very nicely, by the way. All right, there's PDL. I think that's probably going to be it for the stream this morning. Missed a really good runner, but sometimes that's how it goes. Tend to trade cautious on this channel, so if you took that, congrats, great job, good reading. But we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place.